I'm Yolanda, aka Creative Mommy of Two, and welcome back to my channel today. Well, in case you don't recognize the project, we're going to do a whip and chat. So grab out whatever it is that is your work in progress, aka whip, and let's have a ramble, shall we? So first off, how are you all doing? I hope you had a great week. I for sure did. It was a bit crazy, a bit busy, but it was a good week. So that's a plus for me. Kids had vacation. They're now back in school. It is now a Thursday, so the day before this video is going up. Yeah, I was so glad yesterday that the kids went back to school because it has been quite a lot. I love having the kids at home, but at the same time, like when they're at home for like a week, I'm like, yeah, it's now time to go back to school for you because you're climbing up the walls. But yeah, past week, I basically got an end to that with us getting some, bigger expenses done for kids in case they need to blow off some steam. Namely, we got them a 10 entry pass for like a indoor playground we have close in our area, so it is like a lot cheaper than when I need to buy a entry card separately, and when I am even like renewing that card after the 10 times are up, it is even more cheap because apparently I also heard from like another mom was talking about that place, and she was saying like the entry went even up from like 10 euros till 11. And for the 10 entry card, I paid 75 euro, so which means 750. And if I would renew it, it would come down to not even 7 euro per entry. And they were not specific to the kids, so I could just say like, even if it took like words. Like if I took friends of our kids, they could go on to the same card. If and then there's also like no expiration date, so that's also nice. So if I take next time like 2 kids extra, we have like 4 kids in total, which means 4 clips out of the card. But if I take then like a year before I go again, those clips are still valid, so that's nice. So I went there on Thursday with them. They could play, I could just sit back and look around on the internet, like whatever I wanted to do. I also took a book with me, so I could also like test out the bookmark my husband made with his 3D printer. They weren't my cup of tea, but they were cute. But at least the kids had some fun. They are really lovely players, so it's not that I need to go with them for them to like see what they can do. So it's basically like once we're in there, they take off their coat, take off their shoes, and off they go, and they don't even need me anymore until they either want something to eat or drink. Which I basically get like an entire jug, I think is the word, like water can thingy, whatever you want to call them. Again, like if you don't know, I'm Dutch, so yeah, English isn't my first language, so I might mess up like a lot in my words. But yeah, so I got them like an entire jug of like lemonade syrup. I drank with it myself because I'm like, yeah, it is like a liter and a half, something like that, I think. And they are so busy playing, like, why should I pay like €3 a drink for myself when I can just drink along with what the kids have? And at home, I also drink a lot of like just plain water or lemonade syrup or something like that. So it's not a far stretch for me to drink with the kids. Yeah, that's just like $4.50 for like the entire thing, and like one separate bottle of something to drink would be also like €3. So I'm like, yeah, that's a lot cheaper if I do it like this. Everything is expensive enough as is, so I'm not going to make it more expensive than necessary. So yeah, they could at least blow off some steam on Thursday, which they desperately needed. Because Tuesday and Wednesday, they were a lot. They were jumping up and down the walls almost. It was, yeah, I was done with it. I love my kids, but when they are so wild like that, no, they are just too much. So yeah, on Thursday they could at least run their energy out before on Friday we just stayed indoors because we had some people coming over for like our fuse box. Even though I still need to ask like if my husband called back one of the people that still wanted to come by. But we will see. Need to think about it when I speak to him like later. He will probably call for like how his 3D project is going, so I need to remember myself to ask it then. So yeah, in case you haven't watched last week's WIP and Chat, my husband got himself a 3D printer. He has been mainly printing some stuff that he quote unquote needs for like the printer itself, like a case for around the spools and everything, so that it's not picking up like moisture as fast, because that can kind of ruin a print. He printed one fun thing for like us as a family. He printed some bookmarks for me to take to school to see if they want to have them for the book fair, which they did, like more like the quote unquote adult pictures, like some flowers, some animals, cars perhaps, stuff like that. So they wanted to have some stuff like that so that they could themselves make like the kids stuff. I'm making also some diamond painting stuff. So yeah, they will have a lot. I was also saying to them like, hey, if you even sell them for like 10 cents each, no worries, no hard feelings. For us, it's otherwise like quote unquote trash, because it's like leftovers from the spool that he's like planning to doing stuff like that with, like see whatever he can print with it, so that he's not like stuck with like pieces of spool that's like 10 grams on it, because yeah, that wouldn't be nice. So now at least we have like a thing to go for with these leftovers, to say it like that. He also got a bunny made. Need to stand up for it because otherwise I can't see if it's in view, but it's this one. He made it in black because that was what he had at the moment. A little heart. I personally think it's really cute. It's like a fun Easter bunny. He has not much different colors. He just basically has, where's that color I need? There. He basically has white, black, gray, and one color of red, and like a basically like a somewhat translucent color. And that's it, but he is planning on, he does need some more colors anyway, and he is planning, oh, I need more of that. He's planning on getting some like extra for that. He has some like fun colors, but we'll see how that turns out. It's not that these spools are like crazy expensive, but they aren't cheap either. But so far so good. He likes his printer. He can make some fun stuff with it. He also made already some stuff for his D&D. He made the like dungeon blocks, as they are called. It is like a specific type of like tiles that you can click together and everything. So yeah. I have something on the table, I think from my daughter's breakfast, and I stuck to it. Not so nice. But yeah. But yeah, on Friday, as I said, like we had people over for the fuse box. We actually had one that would come like around 2-ish. He was actually a little before, so he was nicely on time. And then we should have had someone over the floor that, well, somebody over. Here I say over the vloer, like over the floor. Having somebody over the floor, like have somebody come over. But yeah, so that person was like, hey, I have already finished all my work I need to do for today. So I am able to come by earlier if possible. And we're like, yeah, well, we actually also done the thing we needed to do. Because, yeah, that was the other person that came by. We needed to, yeah, make sure that one was gone before the other one was there, because we think it's like strange if you have like the people over at the same time. So yeah, he came like a little bit after, and yeah, then we had the afternoon off, but we had like a lot, but I mean like a lot of boxes left over from like making our craft stations. In case you have seen last week's WIP and Chat, I told you about like the craft stations my husband and I made. And yeah, there was a lot of boxes left over from there. So we basically took them to the recycling center. So we're like to the kids like, hey, would you like to come and see? Because husband was like, I can perfectly go by myself. But in case the kids want to see it, like they don't get that chance too terribly often, because most of the times if we go, we need to have like my dad drive or anything and have like the bigger stuff. So we're like, yeah, now it's a perfectly fine time to take them with us, as we just dropped off some cardboard. So yeah, the kids were excited to see that. We like looked around a little bit, like said to them like what certain things did, like how it worked. My daughter at a certain point, like they had these like contraptions that roll, like these big rollers that roll through the what's the word, through the containers. And yeah, so she was like, I want to see that. Thankfully for her, somebody that worked there was like in close range of her, that did hear her. He was like, yeah, if you can, well, I'm not going to do it now because they are too close, but if you step a bit back, I can put it on, can see like, well, can like let it roll and then they can see. So we're like, you got really lucky, like again, girl. Don't know how, but one or the other reasons, she has this certain charm. She gets a lot of things done. Even when we already told her like, no, it's not possible, maybe like another time or anything. But then the person was like, yeah, I can show. I was like, fine. So they rolled one way and they were like, yeah, now you can step forward so they can see a little bit better. But like the first run, like it was like the, basically like if it goes nowhere, then it can go here container. So it's like, he was saying like sometimes there was also like glass in there, and when they roll around like the first time, it does happen every now and then that some glass goes flying. So we're like, yeah, especially with little kids, I'm not going to do that when they are so close. And with like a few paces back, like the glass normally doesn't reach there. So we step back a little. After the roller went through like one time, we could step forward and then the kids could look in there, and they were like thoroughly enjoyed with like the whole process of seeing that thing roll around. And yeah, so they learned a thing or two. We also, when we got done there, we wanted to drive home, and there was like a small digger driving through, like these things that are like almost like person size on the outside. And they were all like, "Oh, cute," and we just started laughing like, "It's a digger. Since when is a digger cute?" But okay. It was fun though. The kids have their cute moments. They also have their not so cute moments, but hey, they are kids. What kid doesn't have the moments that you're like, "Oh, seriously, kid? Go on like this and I do something to you." Sometimes kids just know how to annoy you. But yeah, that's why they are kids, but still, at the moment, it's annoying. Hey, what did we do on Saturday? Let's think. Oh yeah, we went to the garden center. We were looking the entire day, like, okay, well, the entire morning, like, what are we going to do? Like, by the time that we decided what to do, it was like lunchtime. So we had lunch, and after that, we decided to go to the garden center so we could have some new plants for in our garden, so we could at least like have something there that looks a little bit better. Because yeah, our garden is basically like a mess and everything. I was like, maybe it's fun to have some like fruit trees there. Words are not coming out of my mouth. Yeah, so I wanted to have some fruit trees, and yeah, so we did that, looked around for some flowers. We're still looking at stuff for like our front yard, or like our front flower bed, I can better say, because it's not more than like a small flower bed. So we need to look up for there. We also want to have some like climbing flowers to our house. So, because like, to be quite honest, like it gets quite hot in the summer. We do have air conditioning, but like flowers like against your walls do keep it help cool, because yeah, they have an extra layer of stuff they need to go through. And I do have a annoying filled pen. Maybe this helps. Sometimes it just helps if you push the putty around a little bit. And there it goes again. Nice. But yeah, so we went there. The kids behaved somewhat okay. Obviously, when they need to look around for a longer period of time, at a certain point they're done with it. But again, they are kids. It is to be expected, but yeah. But yeah, so I ended up not having enough, what's the word, like potting ground, whatever is what it's translated to in Dutch, but dirt. I didn't have enough dirt to put the flowers in like the pots I had for them. So yeah, I couldn't plant everything in one go. I ended up deciding like yesterday, so on Monday when the kids were in school, I couldn't find like the bags of ground for it. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to take it out of another big flower thing I have, because to be quite honest, that's not in use anyway, except for the ivy, and yeah, that can have a lot before it kills off. So basically I can get away with it. So at least like my strawberries and raspberries were planted. So yeah, hopefully they will do it okay where they are standing, so that we at least in summer have some nice strawberries and raspberries. If the kids don't want to eat them right away, I can put them in a container in the freezer, and when I have enough, I can make jam out of it. And the kids love it when I make my own jam, so that's nice. That's always nice. It's like a win-win kind of situation. Yeah. So on Sunday, again, we did something fun. On Saturday, we decided we actually wanted to go to like a smaller, not like zoo. Yeah, it's a zoo, but it's not like a big zoo. It is like a castle park. So the grounds around a former castle. Apparently, that one burned down. At least that's what I saw. It is Castle Park Borren, which is the place it's standing in. Yeah, we have a lot of castles and mansions in the Netherlands. And I think basically mainly throughout entire Europe has a lot of castles, mansions and stuff like that. So when you have a lot of castles and stuff, you also have a lot of ruins. And yeah, that place does have a ruin, and basically like the entire park sprung up around that. I think it's like the original castle grounds. So it was like basically doing nothing. They made sure that the old castle is like somewhat sturdy. It is a ruin. It is on like it has a moat around it, so it's not like too terrible if it falls over, because then it falls just basically in the moat, but it's still, yeah, it's still part of the attraction, so would be bad. So they basically sturdied it up, and now you can visit there and look at animals. It also has like a small playground and everything. But yeah, it was nowadays also like €11 for an adult, like 9 for a kid. So it would have paid like €40 to go like one time. And yeah, we also have like an amazing zoo close to us that is really nice, and that's also like 20 something euro entry, but they have really cheap, well, I think it's really cheap year passes. So a year pass to go to that zoo for the entire year, and they are open like, I think like almost every day. But a year pass just for an adult is just €70. When you, like before the year is up, get a new year pass, it's even cheaper. So we already calculated that at least if you go at least 4 times, the 4 of us, then we have, well, done our thing and we have our money worth. But it is an amazing place to just walk through. They have like multiple areas where kids can play, so it's also like a lot of play areas. So we're like, you know what, we're just going to do it. We will get a year pass, and then like I could even go like on a Wednesday afternoon when the kids have like one of those days that they like really need to get some energy out of their system and it's nice weather, then we can just go. We also were like on Saturday debating, like, because it was amazing weather this past weekend. Yesterday was also still good, but today it's not so great anymore. I'm also like contemplating like getting a like temperature project, but that's not something I will do this year because I have already too much to do. And I'm debating on should I do one next year so I can show you like how crazy the weather here can be. Because like we can go from like 5 degrees during the day to like 17 to go like back to 9. That's Celsius, obviously, but at least for me it's obviously. But yeah, the weather here can get kind of crazy. But yeah, so the weekend had amazing weather. And we're also like debating like, okay, if it's great weather and we're like, we want to take the kids for a walk, if we go there, at least then we can basically have like something to look at, have a fun walk and everything. and don't pay like a huge amount of money. If we do that at least like a couple of times, it's okay. We're also like, if we go to that area, it's just a like 20-minute drive from us, but like if we go to that area where the place is, we can stay like, you know what, we went to a certain store or anything and you behaved so well, you know what, we can go to the zoo for like a couple of hours, so that we have also like a way to reward the kids for being nice, which is also always fun. Normally they always get like a stuffed animal or something when we go to the zoo, but we already told them like they could have one on Sunday. So our daughter picked out a small lynx stuffed animal and our son got a wolf. Don't know if they even have wolves there, but it's a fun stuffed animal. Our daughter first wanted a capybara, but they already had one. So we're like, you know what? First grab something you don't have. Son wanted to have an otter at first. Then he wanted a monkey. Then he wanted this. Then he wanted that. I do need to say that otter was so stinking adorable, but it was also like €30. Good thing that with like the year pass, we can also like get like 5% off at like the gift store and food stands and everything. So that was also nice. But still, it's not like dirt cheap or anything. It's not that it's like 50% off or anything. We do get like up to 50% off at certain other zoos. So in case we are somewhere else and we want to go somewhere, we have some options without it being like full price. So that's always nice. But yeah, the otter was really cute, but it was kind of expensive. But in the end, he decided he wanted to have a wolf. And he got a white one. And yeah, it is in his bed, like since Sunday. Our daughter's lynx is the same, by the way, but yeah, she was already saying like she wanted to have like the entire cat collection. It's like fine by me. We need to look up like what do we all have, because yeah, we have a lot of stuffed animals, like a lot. So I really do need to look up like what all do we have like animal wise, so that we can at least like have a basic knowledge to like what do we have and what don't we have, and what are the things that we're like, okay, they can get a different one because this is not the most fun one, or like no, it's not like a realistic looking one, because we have like one that's like a giraffe but it has like one of those really big heads. So in case they want to have like another giraffe, that would be fine, and everything like that. But yeah, they enjoyed it really much, but we also told them like, don't think you can get something like every time we go here, because that would be too expensive, like way too expensive. There. I needed to look at the color I needed to have. But yeah, so we're like, you know what, we have like one of these like 10 stamped parking cards, which means that you can like park for like less than half the money, which is always nice. But they do have like really good parking space and like people that point you in the right direction to like where to park and everything, and so they do really well. So it's like okay to pay that money for it. But since we are probably going more often now, we're like, yeah, why should we pay like €8.50? Well, for a year pass holder, it's even like €6 normally. But if we go and get one of those 10 parking thingies, it basically would be just €4. So we're like, okay, I'm not going to fuss with that. And yeah. So we basically told the kids like, as soon as like the machine like swallows the cards, which means like the 10 parking spaces are up, then you can get something new like the next time we go, because then we need to buy a new card. So for them, it's like a case of like hopefully going as many times as possible, because that means like stuffed animal time. We're also like, okay, maybe when we go for them, like for a birthday or something, we're like, okay, you know what, pick something out. But like, not when we go just for 2 hours for them to just run around a little bit. That would be a bit expensive. But like, after the 10 times and special occasions. But yeah, they do really love their stuffed animal. It's like, yeah, there's basically like no stuffed animal that doesn't get love. So so that's also like a thing that like basically, like in case I don't know what to get my kids, if I want to give them like a small treat, we give them stuffed animals. Because they just love them so much. Son also saw like a small little duckling, but we're like, it's really cute. It was like really like life-size duckling. It was like really looking like really realistic. I think like if you wouldn't look good enough that you think it was an actual duck, which it wasn't. Well, we're like, you know what? We can see if we can find one in like a regular store. If not, well, maybe next time. It was cheap, but it was also like, is it worth it? It's just a duck. So we're like, yeah, you know what? We're just going to think about it. Yeah, in the end, he picked his wolf. He called it Pluisje. Like, what's like the translation? Like, fuzzy. Well, basically, I named it because it was like, it's fuzzy, so fuzzy? Because we're in the car, like, thinking of names for it. Yeah. Last year, he got, at like another zoo, he got a cheetah, which he called Speedy, so. Well, Snelheidje is the Dutch name, but comes down to the same. Because my husband was joking in the car, like, Speedy, because it's Speedy. Because jaguars are really fast. I was like, yeah, and basically the thing still calls Speedy. But yeah, we had like a really fun week. On Sunday, I was not able to like diamond paint in the evening because I was totally done for. So we did an extra date night, which is always nice. We are still watching the show Ghosts, which we really enjoy. I also found out that they have a German version that's like actually aired like past weekend. So I might go and watch that. Like to see like how much is different from like the American version. Because apparently it's also like originally a UK show. But yeah. Apparently not as popular as the American one. As far as I understood. But yeah, it came on Netflix like the second season a bit ago, and I really need to say I really enjoy it. It's not like creepy ghosts or anything. It is fun. It is quite fun, I think at least. Like, let me know. Do you know the show and what do you think about it? At least here in the Netherlands, the first 2 seasons are up on Netflix. I'm not entirely sure when the next seasons are coming. As far as I understood, there are like 4. Like the 4th season is like airing now in the States. And like as far as I heard, there should be like a 5th and the 6th season coming. But yeah, that's all like as far as I know, and I'm not entirely sure, so don't quote me on it like as per usual. But yeah, that's like as far as I understood, basically. Also have been doing a bit of resin work again last week to like test some stuff out for like the person who asked something in the D&D group for my husband. Well, apparently, my husband said, like, most likely the person doesn't know what she wants, because, yeah, now she was talking about something completely different. So it was like, yeah, I'm not going to keep fussing then with it, because I have a lot of stuff still to do. Let me know whenever she decides to, like, what she actually wants. And yeah, I actually, right before I was filming this, I was in my basement, like on my crafting station. I love that thing so much. It gives me enough space to do whatever I want to do. But yeah, so seriously, why are my drills keep flying? But yeah, I was there and I basically emptied out my resin I still had. So I need to buy some new resin again, because yeah, I still have like a lot to do. I have some stuff that I wanted, like basically like trinket trays or pen trays or whatever you want to call them. I have also seen them a lot for like diamond painting pens. They are really fun, but yeah, they also don't take too terrible big amounts of resin. But yeah, I have been struggling a bit with them. Don't know if it's like the temperature in my basement that's making them like basically warp a little bit. But yeah, it's kind of annoying. So I ended up deciding, like, okay, I'm going to, instead of like doing a layer of clear resin, then do a clear resin layer again, and then put in like the name of the teacher and the big butterfly. I am going to just basically do however I see fit. Well, basically going to put in one big layer of resin, and then as soon as that is dry, like the background. But yeah, I need to see if that works better. But yeah, for one or the other stupid reason, it was like it's bubbling slightly. So I'm like, I'm not going to fuss with that. I'm basically just going to put in a less of a layer, put it in there, and then basically, if it's necessary, seal it from like the inside, like the place where it is like where you put the stuff on. So I'm not fuzzing with it anymore, because with how it looked anyway, I still needed to do that. So I was like, yeah, then I can better say just like for sake of working time and also like annoyance, because it's kind of annoying to make first like a small layer and then a bigger layer. I just put in one big layer, put the stuff in, and then seal it afterwards, basically. But yeah, so that's also like a thing that's going on. I had like a blue version of like the alphabet molds that was turning out bad, I don't want to say, but not as good as I hoped. I think it's like the mica powder that I used that has like a little bit of an issue with it. But yeah, so I need to make another batch like the red one I did. It was like perfect in one go. So I just needed to work with 2 batches of resin for that. So that was nice. Quickly look if I'm still filming, if everything is okay. Yes, it is. Okay, nice. But yeah, so that's also like a thing that I'm like annoyed at. So I need to like basically make another batch. Well, I had made another batch, and then need to hope that everything comes out good when I open it tomorrow, because it's now in my pressure chamber to basically compress the air to make the bubbles go away, because that's also like a annoying part. And yeah, I'm just going to pull back the plastic again a little bit. I already marked off like a part where I wanted to work on. Okay, then go. Fine. And then here. And we're going to continue with the same color after I put some more in. yeah. So hopefully, if everything comes out all right tomorrow, I can then like do one final batch as soon as I have like new resin in. I can make like a final batch and then move on to the numbers. Hopefully by that time I also figured out like what I wanted to do exactly for like all the coasters. So that's also like a little bit of a thing that's kind of annoying. Still need to figure out something for like one of the teachers. But I'm pretty sure I'll figure something out one way or another. Yeah. I think that's basically like most I can talk about, because to be quite honest, yes, it was a lot of fun this week, but at the same time, not much happened. Because, yeah, we went to the zoo. Yeah, it was fun. There were some monkeys that was really cute, and basically, like, if there was no glass, I think like one of the monkeys would have grabbed my son's hand. Oh, seriously, this. I'm going to change the wax because I'm getting really frustrated with it. Okay, that's out. I'm just going to grab my clear wax just for the fact that it's closer by and easier to poke in. I use like the basic wax like a lot actually. I do think it's really nice. Yes, I do work with like specialty waxes and putties and everything, but yeah, as I said, like I do work a lot with basic wax. I also have like an entire like drawer full, I don't know if you can see it, with like all kinds of different colors and everything. So it has some plates over here. So it's like basically kind of thick. There is already a lot out of it, but yeah, whenever that tray is like slowly starting to go down in like amount, I am just going to go to my basement, grab my putty of, well, my pot of putty, well, waxes actually, and just fill it up. And yeah, then I can go again for like a long time. But I'm also like, especially for like stuff when I think like, okay, I'm going to work on a diamond painting, but I'm not going to use that pen like too terribly often or anything, so that it's like a bit useless to do like specialty waxes in there because they are way more expensive. So that I can basically say like, okay, I'm going to do just some cheap wax in it so that I'm not like wasting the money, because if I will use that pen like one afternoon or evening and then it takes like a week before I can work on it again, most of the times they are not too easy to work with. So I'm like not going to fuss with it and just put basic pink or whatever color wax in it, because it works. So why would I fuss with it? And also like, it is what I have. I get it in like many of the kits, so why not use it? I'm quite honestly quite a basic person. I have also like a regular pink pen like in my tray sitting there. Actually, I have two. I have one that I've filled with like these grips. I work with that quite often. Whatever I just want to work with at that time. Yes, I do have some specialty pens like the one I'm holding now. I also got this one a little bit ago. So it has like a tip here. You can see. Like you see them many times that people have here in the drills, and you see like, oh, they are doing a short, this is a pen where you can basically like stab everything with and it fills automatically and everything. I'm like, yeah, if you look very closely, the drills that are in there are smaller than the hole that it should come out of. Like, how? Because if I just grab a drill like randomly, if it wants to stick, like zips there, the drill is bigger, so how would it even fit through there? Basically, how they make it look like that is they screw open the back. And you can dump everything out. I chose one that has like quote unquote diamonds in it. I thought it would be fun, and I love the color blue, so it's one of my favorite colors, blue and red actually. So yeah, but if you get the one without drills in it and you put just the drill color in that you're working with, and you do like a short where you like only show placing drills and not picking them up, yeah, then it looks as if people have a pen that automatically refills. But it does not. So don't fall for tricks like that, because most of the times it's just a regular pen tip that's in there, and people just don't show you how they refill. For the shorts I'm doing, like for this entire year, you will probably see that most of them is like me just diamond painting, only then speeding it up like a lot. Most of the times it's like give or take 30 times. If it is one of the bigger projects, then it is like 46 times. 64, sorry. Like my regular diamond paintings are. Because, yeah, I want to keep them like under a minute each. If it is like a really big project, like I have like a mandala that I still need to do, I might want to make it a bit longer, but that's like open for debate still. And otherwise, I will just make it a backup WIP and Chat diamond painting. So that then I at least know like what to expect, like, okay, what size projects can I do? What's like kind of things, like do also need to remember that I work on it in like the good direction, because if I film in the wrong direction, I can't make a short of it because it needs to like stand up. So it's a whole lot of something, but yeah. The whole YouTube thing, it's a whole lot of something. It's more work than most people think, but it's, at least for me, it's enjoyable work, so. Yeah, as long as I enjoy making the videos, I will make them. As soon as I stop enjoying, at least stop enjoying for a longer time, let's say it like that, well, then most likely my channel will be gone. But yeah, at least for now, I do like to film everything. Like, I know I'm not always the most interesting person. I'm probably not everybody's cup of tea, for A, the fact that I have an accent, and B, the fact that I'm rambly. But also, I'm not one to like spend extra money just because I have a YouTube channel. Yes, every now and then I buy something like for the channel, but I'm not like, I'm going to buy like for thousands and thousands of euros a year just for you to show everything. I'm like, yeah, if you want people that show more of things more often and do like weekly unboxings and everything, yeah, then you're at the wrong place with me. Sometimes you might see like a few unboxings back to back, but that will not be happening every week. Also, sometimes it's just for the fact that I split some stuff up. So, yeah. But yeah, I'm rambling now. So, yeah, I think I am going to leave it at this. Let me know down in the comment section below, what are you working on? Are you recently started a new project? Do you have some stuff like house-wise going on that you're like, I would like to share some progress that I did, or something else you're proud of that you accomplished? If so, yeah, I'm here in the comment section for you. Or you can also tell if something is not going according to plan and you just want something to have a listening ear. That's also perfectly fine. Well, in this case, it's a reading eye, but you know what I mean. If something is not going according to plan, like, mental health or anything. Like, I can relate. Sometimes life is just rough. I hope everything, if it's not going good, that it's going better soon. And yeah, with that all being said, I'm going to leave it at this because, yeah, as I said, like, as far as we did like quite a lot, I still don't have a lot to talk about. Because yeah, the weekend also, like upcoming weekend, is not too terribly exciting. We have like parent-teacher conference at school for our daughter. Next week we have that for our son on Friday. We have birthday of our of my sister-in-law. And that's basically about it for as long as we know now. Yeah, we probably will be going to the IKEA. So we will most likely have the kids at the play area there again, because husband saw something like where he can store his filament in for his printer, because yeah, they also need to be kept in like a low humidity area so that it's not like making the filament wet, because that's not going to work. So he sees something there, so that's most likely what we'll be doing, and that basically will be like our entire week. So yeah. And also it's almost lunchtime and I am hungry. So I'm just going to go and going to eat. So have a wonderful rest of your day, night, week, whatever applies. If you liked the video, you know the drill. Like, subscribe, and all the fun YouTube stuff. As I said, like, let me know down in the comment section whatever you want to tell me, ask me, or whatever. Or just put an emoji if you want me to know that you watched this video. Maybe like a flower for these like beautiful puppies. I was thinking like, what was the word again? Here we call them klaproos. If I would literally translate it, it makes no sense because it says then clap, like clapping, like clap, rose. But it's a puppy. But yeah, as I said, like, if you liked the video, you know the drill. And yeah, again, I hope you liked the video. I hope to see you. That was what I was planning to say. I hope to see you in the next video. Have a wonderful rest of your day or night. And as I said, hope to see you soon. Bye!